Welcome back, everybody. We're here to pull cards for November the 6th. I am going to be pulling one card for overall energy, and then after that, we will look at one card for each sign. Excuse me, and we'll see how those energies meld together. Thank you guys very much for being here today. I appreciate it. Overall energy shows up as what is this? The Six of Cups. Is it the six or the five? This is the Five of Cups. Five of Cups overall energy. So, Five of Cups showing up in overall energy tells us there's some kind of disappointment that we're dealing with in one way or another today. We may be dealing with somebody in our sphere of influence who is dealing with some type of disappointment, or the disappointment could be ours. We'll take a peek at that. We'll understand that better as we look at each card for each sign. All right, let's take a peek. Starting with, as usual, Aries. Okay, so Aries, Justice card coming up for you guys with that overall of the Five of Cups is just telling me that there's some type of decision that is being made today that impacts you. It looks to me like this is a decision that somebody tried to make in the fairest way that they possibly could. However, it still is bringing about a feeling of disappointment, whatever this decision is. So I don't think it's a corrupt decision or a bad decision, but it's not just the decision actually that we were hoping for with this. Maybe we were hoping for something that would be a little less fair and a little more lenient. Don't we all hope for those decisions sometimes? So that's what I have coming up for Aries. Next, let's look at Taurus. Taurus with that Eight of Swords showing up in reverse with the Five of Cups. Eight of Swords in reverse is telling me that there's something, Taurus, that you've been thinking and rethinking, trying to look at it from all kinds of different angles. You've really been thinking in circles about it. And this talks about the idea of really, I think with that Five of Cups in the overall, I think there's something that you're really facing, or we're really facing today, and we're realizing, this just no matter which way I look at this situation, it's always coming out the same. There's just disappointment showing up here. And so I think we're coming to an acceptance of that and realizing, okay, well, if this is the way things are, um, then I need to move forward based on the reality of life rather than based on the rose colored glasses version of things, and coming to that acceptance of what's the most proactive, productive, healthiest way to move forward. Okay, so not the easiest energy, but good for Taurus, good and healthy. Gemini, Hanged Man showing up for you guys. Hanged Man with the overall of the Five of Cups. This is just telling me that you've got somebody in your sphere of influence, Geminis, that you're kind of waiting to see what they're going to do. I think that you're kind of expecting that what they do is going to disappoint you. You may already see some writing on the wall, but it hasn't exactly happened yet, or they haven't made their decision up yet. You're just kind of waiting to see, okay, is the disappointment going to come? Is the other shoe going to fall? All right. So this does not tell me that yes, it will. It just says that you are waiting to see. So for some of you, well, for all of you, the story is going to be different. For some of you, the outcome will actually end up being positive, and for others, not so much. Okay. But right now, the outcome is not the story. Right now, the outcome is let's see, waiting to see. Cancers. Strength card showing up in reverse. Cancers, I feel like there's somebody in your sphere of influence with that Five of Cups in the overall and the Strength card in reverse who has disappointed you. And it looks like to me, whatever it is that they've done that disappoints you, they're doing this because to not do this is not really what they're good at. They're good at doing whatever this is that is bringing you disappointment. This is kind of their way of handling things. It may even be a coping mechanism for some of you. All right, so this is basically their weakness. This is their Achilles heel, is doing whatever this thing is that disappoints you. And so it may be something that is difficult. It may be that this is the type of thing that has disappointed you about them several times, and they may be trying to fix it or trying to figure out even how to fix it. But right now, it's still a problem. Okay, that's for Cancers. Next up, we're looking at Leo. Hope that insight was helpful for Cancers. Leo, Four of Swords showing up in reverse with the Five of Cups in the overall. Bum, ba-da-dum, bum. So, Leos, I'm going to say there's something that is motivating you to change your perspective around something, or for a lot of you, actually, literally change the location of something during the day. So you could be literally moving, you could be moving your home base for your business, or you could be, moving someplace that did feel stable and secure, but now is feeling pretty disappointing. Something is being done in a different location than usual. Maybe you're disappointed because your favorite restaurant that you love to go to on, what is this, on Sundays is closed today, so you're having to go somewhere else. Could be as simple as that. It doesn't have to be a big deal. But for most of you, something is literally happening in a different location because there's some kind of disappointment that comes up. Um, for others of you, this disappointment that's showing up is actually just making you think about things from a different perspective, from a more detached perspective, actually. Okay. That was Leo, Leo, Leo. Next up, we're looking at Virgo. Knight of Swords in reverse for Virgo with the overall of the Five of Cups. Is this Virgo or somebody else? Okay. So, Virgos, I feel like you are disappointed with somebody who's in your sphere of influence who has made some type of rash decision. And this rash decision has started off with them saying some things that they probably shouldn't have said. And now it's just kind of turned into something a little bit bigger than words. So, disappointment showing up there for those of you who have Virgo placements. Next up, we're looking at Libra. Virgo, Libra. Is that right? Yes. So Libra is 10 of Swords. You're bringing some kind of disappointing situation to an end, Libra. With the 10 of Swords, it says that you've thought about this situation and you've realized that, there's nothing more that you can put into this situation to make it better or to heal from that disappointment, decrease the disappointment that shows up in that situation. It's just time to let it go, cut your losses, and walk away. And that's what I see you doing right here today. Next up, we're looking. I love her dress, though, by the way. I love your dress, Libra. All right, let's look at Scorpio. Scorpios have the moon card showing up in reverse. Of course we do. With the Five of Cups. Okay, so Scorpios, we are the detectives of the universe. The idea that some kind of truth would show up for us is not very surprising. However, I will tell you that this is more of a manifested truth than it's a truth that we're digging for. We're not really trying to research for this. When the moon shows up, it does tell us that we have a situation in our lives where we know something isn't really adding up, but we're having a hard time putting our fingers on the missing information. And so when the moon shows up in reverse, that says, okay, now we can see the truth of things. We can see the whole picture. Everything all adds up. It makes sense. We understand now. And now we're changing how we're interacting with that situation. Now that we know the truth, that changes things for us. It changes at what level we want to interact. Okay? So with Five of Cups and overall, we do have some kind of truth showing up. Whenever this truth shows up, we are changing how we're acting in that situation because this truth is something that is disappointing to us. All right? Maybe the truth that comes up is that our favorite burger house is out of ketchup. So now what we're changing is we don't want the French fries. That would be disappointing, right? It doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be earth-shattering for it to show up on cards. It can be fairly mundane, especially when you're doing something as often as a daily reading. Okay, so that was Scorpios, right? Yes. Next, we're going to look at Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Four of Cups coming up in reverse. I like it. Okay. This is really interesting, Sagittarius, especially with how it plays in with that Five of Cups, because the Five of Cups just overall talks about feeling disappointed about something. The Four of Cups acknowledges that something's happened that's been disappointing, but with it being in reverse, it says, well, you're not having a pity party over it. You're actually just, letting this real slide off of your back like water off of a duck's back. You're not paying that much attention to the disappointments. What you're focusing on is you're focusing on, well, what do I do? What is the next plan? Where do I go from here? So not moping around in disappointment or despair or anything like that. Just, picking up your stuff and moving towards the next goal, basically. Good for you, Sagittarius. Next up, let's look at Aquarius. Aquarius. Ace of Swords showing up for Aquarius. Is that right? No, this is Capricorn. I skipped it. Well, we called it Aquarius, so I think we have to give it to Aquarius, and then Capricorn will have to be next. So Aquarius, even though I'm a little out of order, you got the Ace of Swords. This tells me that you have some kind of new epiphany coming in, with the overall being the Five of Cups. I think what's going on is you have some kind of disappointment that's in your life. This, whenever it shows up, is helping you to understand some things. Not just about this situation either. When we have an epiphany show up, like an Ace of Swords, that's not just helping us understand something about that particular situation, although it's incredibly helpful for that particular situation. But it also helps us understand a lot of things about how the pieces fit together in other parts of our lives as well. So that's what we see coming up there. Good epiphany coming in as a result of something that was disappointing. Now let's move backwards to Capricorn because we kind of got that out of order. Capricorn's card is the Two of Swords. So Capricorn's Five of Cups overall with the Two of Swords. There is a decision, or excuse me, there is some kind of disappointment that is motivating you towards making a decision. And I think that once you recognize this disappointment, making that next decision is no big deal. You've got it covered. There's no qualms about it. There's no debate about it. Just making that decision and moving forward. Now we're going to move back into order, and this is going to be for Pisces. Page of Pentacles, Five of Cups coming up in reverse. Page of Pentacles. Oh no, Five of Cups is right side up. I wish it was in reverse. Five of Cups with the Page of Pentacles overall. Bum, ba, da, 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 da. It's interesting. There's something going on here, Pisces, that is disappointing to you, but at the same time, it's also giving you some kind of good news about money or about material goods. Okay, so this could be maybe you filed an insurance claim and the claim came back and said, yes, we will pay you money for what happened to you or your vehicle or your home or whatever. But it's not as much money as you were hoping for. Could be something like that. So you've got good news about money. Yes, the insurance payout is approved. Disappointment, maybe it's not quite as much as you want. There's something going on here with good news about money, but disappointment actually as well. Could also be that you have some kind of disappointment that is motivating you to create some kind of good news about money. Some kind of disappointment that has you getting out there and doing something to create money. Maybe your paycheck was disappointing, so on the weekend you went out there and you drove for Lyft or Uber or something, and now you've got some good news about money. Could be a few different ways that that could manifest, but some type of disappointment leading to good news about money or about material goods. All right, so that's what we've got for the day. Kind of an interesting day. I'd appreciate all you guys' feedback down below. Let me know how that's panning out for you. Of course, also, you guys know y'all are my sponsors. That's why I don't have to talk about any other kind of crazy stuff on here that does not make sense for my channel. So thank you for putting likes on this video. Thank you for sharing it out with others. And like I said, the comments help that too. Of course, I like to read the comments, but also the comments help the logarithm too. So everybody, thank you for being here. Have a fantastic day. Peace out.